Hello everybody, Baltmatrix here, and today we're taking a look at TW-GS02 Whisky Jack from Toyworld. Now the box that it came in is, well, it's tiny. This thing's a tiny, tiny little box. How tiny, you may ask? Well, here's a Siege Ironhide. So yeah, it's a small box. I picked this figure up over at thechosenprime.com. So let's go ahead and pop him open. Ooh, nice foam in here. And there it is, Whisky Jack in all his weathered glory. And boy is he dirty. When Toyworld said he was weathered, I didn't think they meant he was driven through the mud, which actually makes a lot of sense given that this car is based off of a Lancia Italia, which was a rally car that literally drove through a whole lot of mud. It's a cute little vehicle. Whee! I'm not going to lie, the dirt is really off-putting. I did not expect it to be this dirty. Heck, even the weapons feel dirty. They're gold-ish, but man, they just feel like they're caked in mud as opposed to, being painted. Transformation for our dirty little car friend here begins with turning the figure upside down, grabbing the very front of the vehicle mode and splitting it apart, and then just kind of wiggling the components of the front of the vehicle mode away from the body until they extend out, very much like Wheeljack from Combiner Wars, into his legs. Then point the legs straight down from the car mode, flip the toes down, and you've got half a car Gerwalk mode. Okay, well, not really, that's pretty lame. Then pull the hips away from underneath the canopy, and it will flip underneath the canopy and stop right there. And then we've got real Gerwalk mode. The back of the car mode can be a little tricky. To start off with, come to the back bumper, specifically where the rear taillights are. Get your nail in there, and we want to flip the bumper away from the back of the figure. So like that. And then we can turn the figure around, grab these areas underneath the robot head, which we see there, and fold them in, like so. Straighten the arms out, or straighten the forearms out. Turn them 180 degrees, and then fold them straight down. Again, 180 degrees, fold it straight down. Then there are these little black pieces that are going to form the wings. We want to fold them out so that they are perpendicular to the rest of the body. So now that we've got those wings folded out, take the entire backpack, fold it over the robot head, and just before you put it all the way down, take the wings and fold them forward like that. Then come back underneath the figure, fold the bumpers up underneath the rear of the vehicle mode, and then we could close that entire backpack section up, and here we have a very dirty Whisky Jack. The last thing we want to do for Whisky Jack is take the longer gun and peg it right in next to his head, like so. And the Wheeljack transformation is complete. I really like the look of Whisky Jack. I think the mold is absolutely fantastic. It's highly posable, it's got a good head sculpt, and overall it's got a good feel. However, I did not realize that I bought the muddy version. And boy, is this thing dirty. I mean, so dirty in fact that I really don't like the dirt. I'm going to rebuy this figure and just find the version of it without the, what is it called? The weathered edition. Because that's too dirty. That's Decepticon level dirty. Whisky Jack's head is on a swivel, though it is very tight. Ball joint in the shoulder, ball joint in the elbow, ball joint in the hip, bend at the knee, and some ankle articulation as part of the transformation, and that's it. So posability is slightly limited, but it's still a really cool little figure. Size-wise, Whisky Jack fits in with any other Legends class figure. Here we have Metroplex's little Legends class friend. Whisky Jack's transformation back into vehicle mode is a little tricky, but totally doable. The biggest problem I have is getting the backpack unpegged from the rest of the body. Once it's pegged in there, it does not want to come off without excessive force. So once you get the backpack lifted up, have it be 90 degrees bent from the rest of the body, flip the bumpers up into their half position, flip the little black wings back as far as they will go, then take the arms, flip them up, and out, and then take the fists and push them into the body, and just make sure that the elbows are completely lined up. And my son just dropped me off some plastic food. Thank you, son. Fold the arms up and just make sure that they don't hit the head. And get them up underneath, like so. These fists are supposed to just smush together, but I don't bother. Fold the bumpers back over and make sure that they catch on this little bit of plastic that's just behind the wheel. Straighten the feet out. Then you can, if you want, sandwich the legs up, or you can flip the hip up and then sandwich the legs together and shimmy them all up. But I find it's easier to fold the legs up first and then shimmy the hips up. Push everything together, and we're back to his vehicle mode. Just before the review ends, I would like to show you that you can take either of the guns and smush them into the little hole that's at the top of the vehicle mode. So the bigger gun that goes on his shoulder requires a bit more effort than the little gun, which just slips right in. That beeping is my son pushing buttons on certain things. Another quick size comparison for you, this time in vehicle mode. Again, exactly the same size, or roughly the same size, as yet another Legends class Transformer. I like this mold. I honestly do. I think it is a great little mold. I would have preferred to realize that I was buying the super dirty version, or it would have been better if this was Exhaust, the Decepticon. That would have been cooler. The dirty version is, or this dirty version is a real turnoff. I'll just be flat out. I do not like the fact that it is so dirty. But I'm wondering if this can be cleaned up with just some alcohol, because it feels like it's just paint. Anywho, I picked this figure up over at the Chosen Prime. I suggest going over there and getting the original Whisky Jack, not the dirty version, or I should say the the patented weathered version. I think it's a great little figure, awesome little Legends class figure. I'm probably going to invest in more Toyworld Legends class figures because they're pretty cool. So folks, let me know what you think of this figure down in the comments. As always, I am Baltmatrix, asking you to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.